I'm literally on my phone and my computer, but I think okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's get rolling. Thanks for joining, guys, and sorry for the weirdness, but it's so good to see all of you. If you guys all don't know each other yet, where do I look? If you guys all don't know each other yet, you'll get to know each other, hopefully, with things like this, and then just in-person stuff and summit coming up in Indy and all that. But I know today was designed specifically for takeaways from Super Saturday, which looks like we all went to one in person. And then I would imagine that would impact your goals for 2018 probably, or has helped about it. So if we can do that, share our takeaways, how it went, and then goals for 2018. Caitlin, do you want to kick it off? And maybe you'd say a little bit about yourself too, because some of us are new here. So that'd be awesome.
Okay. Sounds good. I see a few faces that I do remember, and then there's, of course, a few new guys. So I'm Caitlin. I live in the frozen tundra of Minnesota, and I'm sitting in an ice rink right now, being even more cold than I should be. And I started my journey quite some time ago, and I'm not going to bore you with that process. You can always jump on Facebook page to see that. But we had Carl actually come to our Super Saturday, and he came to the last one I was at. He's always super, like, he doesn't look like the type of person who can really inspire a lot, but he really does have so much to say, and he has so much to offer, and he was just really revamping me, and that's what I'm trying to do this year. Last year to get into instructing, which was something I never did, never, ever thought I would ever do. And I have found my love, my passion, something that I should have been doing all along. And now this year I want to take the two worlds and really collide them, because I'm starting to get that following of people face to face that I can add is more or less just what we all do. It's like when you have your real normal job, your everyday job, and then you've got Beachbody coaching and whatnot that we do. Everything is going to have its moments where it sucks. Let's be honest. Everything is going to have those days that it's just not very easy, and it's not going to come easy. And coaching is the same thing. It's not always just going to fall into your lap every day. But his biggest thing that he taught us is with coaching, at least on the days when it's hard, there's still meaning behind it. Like, there's still those people who are showing up and being like, you helped me change my life. Like, because of you, I worked out today. Or because of you, I decided to have a shake instead of a cheeseburger. It's just those little things that with Beachbody, it's just always, even when you're out of those shitty days, it's still rewarding, and there's still kind of hard to find the purpose behind the passion. Like, on a crappy day, I still turn around and be like, oh my God, I made a difference yet. So that was my biggest takeaway, and just resetting goals was the other thing. He really talked to us a lot about resetting those goals and really redriving for this year. And I want to do that, and I'm excited to see all you guys again here today, because I really missed all you guys. I think these calls for me was really what felt like I was part of the community. And he pushed that idea of the community, is people want to be part of the community, and I missed having that with you guys. So.
Awesome. Yay. So sorry, Brenna, about all that, but
Okay, sorry, I couldn't find the link to get back in.
There's like 3. Yeah, sorry. So Caitlin just shared a little bit about herself, because there are some new people on the team, and then her takeaways and goals and all that. And I love that you are doing something that feels like what you were meant to do. And I mean, I could talk all day long about that. Obviously, I love the two together. They work so well together, and not that you do by any means. Really, that's how I build my business. And there's a lot of ways you can pull in health and fitness. And there's, if you like instructing, or if you like showing people how to cook, or if you're a phenomenal teacher, you know, leveraging your skill set of what you're good at and what's natural is a surefire way to convert people, because you're just in your place of, you know, you're in your wheelhouse, and people want more of what you have to offer when you're in your wheelhouse, right? So whatever that wheelhouse is, figuring that out and then leveraging it is phenomenal. So I'm so glad you're doing that, Caitlin. And people will, and it's such a good supplement. So even if you go to live classes, or if you're an instructor, and we have a lot of that in the Spartan Nation and Team Lettuce, they just work so well together, because I do it all, and I get great results, and people get great results, and I help people get great results, but I don't really have this specificity. You know, what I'm trying to say is 80-day obsession, you know, hammer and chisel, all those things are so good. I don't think I need to preach to you guys how good the products are, but I think you know what I mean. So there's a lot of merit to being able to offer something outside a one-time or
Well, then it's also just a thing of knowing that you don't have to be an instructor to know that it's with coaching too. You don't have to be an instructor to know that you helped somebody, like you encourage somebody to try better today. You know, it's just this whole thing. It's so rewarding. And if you take the chance to let it and really fall in and just put yourself into it, it's amazing. It's so rewarding, you guys.
Yay. So glad you're doing that. That's awesome. Cool. Okay. So big takeaway. She had Carl at hers. And then Joy just joined. Welcome back to the States, Joy. Cool. And then Brenna, do you want to go on with your super savvy takeaways? And
Okay, so we had Craig Collier from corporate and Danielle Natoni, who's just amazing. I absolutely love her. And then she was she did Insanity Live, which she trained me when I got my certification. So it was there's something unreal about being taught by her. She's an incredible motivator and in both ways. So to see her in a coach and a motivational speaker role, and then to have her flip and be in a fitness role, there's like two very different people there, but she's just got so much positivity, and she like gives the whole like real life factor. I mean, I don't know if you know how many of you follow her and what she has going on, but she has a lot going on in her personal life. And a lot that speaks to me. So, you know, she shares that and it's just extremely inspiring. But her whole, you know, talk was she's no different than anybody else. You don't have to have any spectacular traits or have anything special about you to be a successful coach. And she's like, you just need to have a vision and a drive, and you just need to go out there and do what you're going to do. And she's like, set goals and make them happen. And she's like, you don't need to be anybody special to make a difference. And, you know, she went through her whole story and how she started and how her coach approached her and everything. And just like, she just encouraged you to just be yourself and just talk to people every single day in person, talk to people every single day on social media. And she said, you know, do the vital behaviors. She's like, push play, drink your shake. She's like, read your personal development and talk to people every single day. And she's like, that's all you need to do. And I mean, that really, like, I've done a lot over the past year and like just dove into trying to learn absolutely everything I can. And I think the one thing at this point, like a year into it, I really truly see that, put all the noise aside, like you just need to talk to people. Like that's what I've been doing like the last 2 weeks. And like, I literally have no time to talk to any more people right now because I'm like out talk to people, you know, but I think that's it. If you just focus on how you can help people, you're going to find people to help. So that's my big takeaway.
I love it. I think that's a very on point takeaway, and that's where the social media comes in and being relevant and, you know, opening your eyes to who you could talk to. And then in person, I think, especially for maybe a lot of us like introverts or people who are already really busy and our energy is limited, how can you not only find people to talk to, but again, like find environments where you feel alive. You know, people want to talk to Brenna when she's happy. I mean, you might have a conversation when not so happy and it's real, but it's so again, be in your wheelhouse, be happy, read your development, and kind of if you're a contagious person, they'll just want like having, I'll have what she's having kind of a thing. So, but the more encounters you have, the better for sure. Awesome. Anything else you wanted to share? Big goal 2018?
Oh, I've got big goals. I have financial goals that I want to hit for myself, which would include, you know, rank advancements, because I want to onboard, like I want to grow my own team. And I'm finding that a challenge. I'm hoping that if I get enough people in as challengers, then they'll convert to coaches. But I'm having a much harder time. I've approached several people about the business opportunity, but it's a lot harder. That's a lot harder when they haven't experienced what it is. So my goal is to really recruit active working coaches and to grow a team. Personally, I want to start teaching Insanity Live, and I'm hoping that this summer I can do it. I just, right now, my husband travels, and with school, I got a call to teach at a fancy, new health and fitness plex up the street. But it's a 5:30 a.m. class and I can't get to work in time. So she's like, I'll keep you, I told her, I'm like, I want a position. And so she's like, I definitely will keep you on my list for the summer. So my goal is to get out and be teaching in the summer when I'm not working. And then, just to really set goals every single month. I think last year I was just kind of figuring it out. And now I see the purpose of setting goals, really writing them down and setting them. And if you don't reach them, okay, then, figure out why and go at it again. And SC is non-negotiable for me. So we'll see.
Right. Very cool. Those specific goals and all that, which is very true. And I know you're completely capable of it. And you've had an awesome year. So the whole roller coaster thing and kind of pedal to the metal, doing what you can. And that's what kind of this, for a lot of times, anyone's first year or first month, I'm still figuring it out, right? You keep doing things, set your goals, obviously, but there's a lot of stuff you are going to continue to figure out and not know and be okay with knowing. So awesome. Very cool. Let's see, who do we have here? Mackenzie, do you want to share your takeaway goals for 2018?
Sure.
And then real quick, what I think is beneficial is hearing, I like to hear it obviously because I learned, but how you wanted to become a coach and what changed from me. I don't even know how I mentioned it. So
okay. Yeah. So I actually, for those of you who don't know, I know Maria because I'm dating her younger brother. Yeah. So that's kind of how we met and that all got started. And then I noticed Maria was doing the Whole30. So I first tried that out. And then I had Shakeology a couple times, at her parents', they had it there, but I had never really bought it. And then I started attending a lot of her spin classes and a couple other classes and things like that. And I just kind of noticed how she was really interested in her own health and fitness as well as helping others. And, I myself, a lot of people struggled with okay, I'd be really focused on being healthy and fit for a while. And then I'd kind of lose track of that. And then I wasn't really sure how to go about doing things because I was maybe I just need a personal trainer who can tell me. And I feel like that's something Beachbody does a really good job of. It sets everything up for you. Read this and you'll know exactly when to work out, exactly what to eat. It's pretty easy to follow along. As long as you follow it, you're going to see the results. So I definitely agree. When you say Beachbody, their products really seem to work. And I think that's something a lot of people could agree with. So I just got started with this mid last year, maybe. So it's been a little bit, and I definitely have started doing my part in posting really regularly when it comes to what I'm eating, when I'm working out, the things I'm doing. Definitely gearing up for the 80-day obsession and wanting to start sharing that stuff and being excited about that. But this is also my first time experiencing the Super Saturday, and we did the group workout. I just thought it was really amazing seeing such a big group of people who were really supportive of each other. And that's something else I think that can be used as a tool to get people to, want to join and do this. You have a great support system, and, they have the opportunity to test out a lot of this for free, which then eventually could
make them be like, oh, okay, well now I'm actually interested in like buying Shakeology regularly or buying a challenge pack and things like that. But I guess my goal for this year would be getting more into like reaching out to people more. And I was kind of talking to Maria a little bit about this after Super Saturday. But just kind of reaching out, being like, hey, like I see you liked my post, or like you're getting really into working out a lot. Here's a challenge group. Would you like to be invited? That kind of thing. And just kind of, I guess, putting myself out there, not being afraid to talk to them. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Mm.
And she did awesome. She's so good already. I'm so sorry. But I just love seeing you, continue to do that. And that's what I always want to learn, is how that graduates from people just being around somebody like me or somebody like you to them wanting to do it themselves. So it's empowering people to not just look at you as a leader, but as a very, as something that they want to be. How do people see themselves in you, and how can you be that person, being relatable while still inspiring? And so it's really always cool to deconstruct the people who have joined you. And Caitlin and Brenna, you'll probably start to notice this kind of stuff, like whether you're a teacher or an instructor, like people who are just always around and like follow what you say and follow what you do on your social media. Those are generally the people that you already have an influence on. And so they might not have ever considered coaching, but because you think of that in them, they might see themselves differently. So having those types of conversations with people, and I need to be better about that too. It's kind of funny because Dwight is in real estate now, and he definitely wants to build a team and have that as his future, which is not at all different than what we're doing. And he's very good about making sure everyone knows they should be a realtor, which I need to be better about that. Like, why shouldn't everyone want to be a coach? And I just always come from a aspect of wanting it to be a good fit for someone and not imposing what I think right on other people. But if I love coaching and if I love what I do and it makes me so happy, why not mention that to somebody? So I'm gonna take them. So that's awesome. Thanks, Mackenzie, for sharing. I think we've got Susan still. Yeah, Susan, you want to take the floor, kind of deconstruct how you came aboard and takeaways and goals?
Sure. Sorry, you're cutting out a lot on my side. But I know for some of you who might follow me a little bit, I posted earlier about how that I met Maria was just, she came up on my feed and I liked her t-shirt that said, "Remain calm and let us help." And I was like, well, that's amazing. I was like, I have a dietetics background. So I went to school for health, fitness, and nutrition and dietetics as a combo. So even though I'm not doing that in my normal job, that's a long story, but I've always wanted to keep helping people. I have a long history with food allergies and a new history with gut health and celiac. So I want to bring that on as part of what I do. So I wanted to add Beachbody, and I would like to expand my personal nutrition group in addition to that and use Beachbody because I think their products are amazing. When the 21-Day Fix first came out, I remember hearing about it, but I didn't really know much about Beachbody, but I knew about these portion cups. And I remember thinking, that is genius. That's the part of the dietetics major I always hated, is the meal prep, the planning. I have no creativity for planning ahead for the meals. I also lack focus in planning. It's just not a passion of mine. I don't care. I'm a planned procrastinator is what I tell my husband. I'm like, I plan on procrastinating, so I plan out how that's going to look. But I just remember thinking that was a genius idea. And I think since joining Beachbody and since looking at my time frame just in the last couple months, I've asked myself what took me so long to join Beachbody, about 100 times. But I think some of it's just timing. I wasn't ready, but I felt like just watching Maria that she was a good fit for me personally. I liked her drive. I like your energy, and I like the non-pushy atmosphere. Like, yeah, let's do it. You tell me what your goals are, and I'll help. If they're little, that's fine. If they're big, that's fine. Like, let's work with that. And that's kind of what I want to come as a standpoint too, because I'm financially fine. I don't need this as that. I just want to expand on my nutrition and be able to help people. my biggest takeaways from yesterday were just kind of being passionate and authentic about your product, and people will see that, like you said, and be attracted to that because they'll think, oh, she's passionate, she likes it. Let's look into that. Also, what Megan Davies was telling about Clean Week, I'm still figuring out our back office stuff, and I go through phases of spending 5 to 10 minutes looking at things and then getting off for a little while and going back in. So her comment about telling us like how to share Clean Week and her links, I went in and looked at them today. I've already talked to a couple people about them. I've already like sent information on her links. I also found the Tony Horton's 10 minutes thing. So it just kind of motivated me to go back and look in our arsenal of stuff and like what we have to share with people. I'm in a group called Fitness with Friends that one of my friends started last summer. And it's for the people who kind of like the idea of working out. They're not really as goal oriented because I've always been like, workout's what I do. I don't have a drive or people ask why is your why about working out. I'm like, it's just because I feel better. That's what I do. My body craves the workout, so I know to do it. But I posted on the Fitness with Friends because what I noticed on the Clean Week thing is that it's $23 for the package and for like 5 days of Shakeology, which I thought is an awesome way to let somebody intro to Shakeology. Like, look, you're only getting a week's worth. You're not overly committed. You don't have to get a month's worth and then try to cancel it if you don't like it, because I just hear a lot of people who tried it in the past, and even our own coaches like, oh, I didn't like it at first. So, but I was like, I think personally it tastes amazing. So, but I think that's a nice intro, and I think that's a really good point for like just kind of sliding in there. Hey, it's a nice cheap package. It's reasonably priced. It gives you a little bit of everything. You can see Clean Week. You can see what we do. You can see how the program's laid out with the materials, because I think those are genius too. Like just Beachbody On Demand, when you go in and like they say the program and then they have the overview of the materials and they tell you break down a diet. Like that's genius too. So I think sharing it is really easy. They make it really easy. So
Yeah.
I like that.
Very cool. I love that the t-shirt brought you in. You guys, it's just so random and awesome, the people that you meet and who joins you and all that. So that's cool. And so that's just a testament to always be out there wearing stuff. What are you drinking? Drinking it. And Kinsey does a great job. She always has a Shakeology. I know Paige is on the call, but she'll like, after a spin class, she'll have her Shakeology in the sauna. And I'm like, man, I need to do that, but I just don't. So awesome. Susan, is there anything else you wanted to share? I think you covered everything.
I think I covered everything.
Awesome. You're off the hook. Very cool. And then Joy, I know you weren't able to come. You're jet lagged, but recovered maybe now. How
Hey.
was your trip? How was your trip?
Oh, really, really good. Yes, I am a bit jet lagged, but I'm feeling better. It takes a few days. Those who travel, takes a few days. But yeah, it was amazing. So I want to see you guys have a good time. Saturday, and I hope this wins. So
Exciting on your life. And again, we do have new people, so I also
yeah.
brag on all of you guys. Like we're all like they're teachers, and we teach classes, and we've got moms in here, and it's just the list goes on and on. And that's something that our last Super Sats was yesterday. Sorry, guys, it's like Sunday.
It was yesterday, yeah.
Our last Super Saturday was yesterday, and something that was on the video. If you haven't watched it, and of course, those watching this recording will want to watch the recording of the thing they play. Whole I'm a full-time coach and I make $1 million and you can do it too. Either hard to believe or it's daunting, or a lot of people just don't want to work hard. It just seems like a lot of work. But for me, it feels like fun. For me, I just feel like I'm doing what I'm good at or I'm passionate about it. So that's a whole other tangent of not being maybe finding people who like to work hard and people who are really busy all the time and like to be busy all the time, right? So anyway, there is a specific component. I want to follow that coach on her way of how she advertises part-time coaching, or however the part-time
Do you know
job.
who that is, Maria?
Yeah, I wrote it down.
In the video?
Yeah.
Okay, I missed the video, so I need to go back and watch it.
it's really good. And then it talks about the new products. So we've got Shakeology bars coming. We've got the 2B mindset, which is, I think, going to be really helpful for the people that just keep having trouble with the one-day fix, or have problems, being on intuitive eating. And there's times where I'm like, I've been eating intuitively and it's not working. It's not what I should be eating. I'm eating bad things. But anyway, so Joy, do you have any big things you wanted to share? I know you are catching up with everything, but
Yeah, so we're doing goals for okay. Yeah, so I sat down with Christian today and we kind of talked about goals, and I haven't gotten super specific with it yet, and I do hope I can do that soon, but I want to expand my brand a little bit, and I've gotten some really awesome feedback with the travel stuff, and I would really love to connect to people through that and then sort of lead them into health and fitness through that. So I want to explore avenues doing that with my brand this year, and maybe taking some steps in some different directions. We'll see. And then I think one thing I learned with skiing, like, because I go skiing with his family, but I'm not that good. Like, it is hard for me, and that is one of those things, like a scary challenge. Just Christian kept telling me, like, one turn at a time. Sorry if my battery's just dying. He's just like, one turn at a time, one turn at a time. And that really helped me not get so scared of going down the really big slopes. So I kind of am applying that to my Beachbody mindset, like one turn at a time, and not get overwhelmed. Like, I have to be diamond and I have to do this by tomorrow. Like, talk to one person at a time, one conversation at a time, one person to help at a time. And I know we time, but I think through my skiing experience, I just kind of put them together, and I really think that might help me this year. So,
yay, that's awesome. I love that. Yeah, you definitely should do more with that, because that's brilliant, right? Just even in your snippet there, like, that could easily be a Facebook Live or a Insta story or whatever. So
yeah, good idea. Yeah.
cool. Well, I'll share mine. Try to not be all over the place with my rambling, but Super Saturday was awesome. I'm going to tell you, I love this business. However, I still struggle with, I think it's easy to focus on all the things you do and how much energy it takes to do that. And so one more thing, oh my gosh, like going to a super day or hopping on a call, I have a lot of resistance, just being honest with you guys about the thing that I love the most. There's resistance to eat right. There's resistance to work out. There's resistance to do doing it. I'm most alive. I'm really happy. I'm like, for Saturday, things like Summit, personal development is crucial. And so that's where I'm going to get back to. And I know that if I'm in the room, it turns that corner for me. Summit in Indy is a freaking crazy opportunity for us to have, talk about marketing, advertising 101, like to have that in our backyard. People are going to be like, what is this? And maybe it's something I should be a part of. Like, just think of that in itself. It's going to be, you'll want to be a coach, and you want to have been talking about coaching, or all that's just the way it is. Boyd. Okay, so we have 10 minutes. Perfect. I really enjoyed getting to know Megan, the Clean Week person, and you guys all touched on topics that are brilliant. I would have brought up, but I thought she was a really cool trainer, instructor. She was good. So that was fun to enjoy her. And I was like learning from trainers, and they know what they're doing, and hearing their story. And that was really cool. So if you don't know her story, you'll have to hear about it. It's very much like what we do. And then she turned into this awesome, celebrity trainer. So that was really cool. And then the whole, just getting to a point where I help you guys, and I mean, that's just a big goal for me, is wanting to help you guys elevate. I mean, Julie hitting 8-time elite, what that means, I mean, there's a lot of reasons that happens, but she talked about it being because of the team, and that's absolutely true. Like, I have income goals, and I actually do, I think, very well for this being like my side hustle, but a majority of the income does come from you guys and your productivity and your ability to connect with people and sell Shakeology. Like, I make my, as I help people, but because you guys are awesome and you're helping people, that's how I get paid. And I am able to literally pay bills, in my life, and just right now at a time where I could get back tomorrow. And I'm in the past, in a sense, of work now. And just having Beachbody hasn't allowed me to be scared. I always feel I'm more in the point of, like, if I got fired tomorrow, the scary part is, would I dive in to this?
Mhm.
That's the scariest part. It's like, okay, I have to freaking be honest with myself. You know, so that's scary to me. Like, facing, you know, the biggest opportunity of your life, and lots of fear, but we'll see. So Dwight always says, maybe it's the best. I had a lot of takeaways. I'm at the point, kind of like Joy, where I'm really wanting to focus on what I want to do this year. I'm continuing Success Club. For me, I hit it every month. That's a goal, but I need to do more. Like, I've been hitting Success Club 6, which is really just 3 people. So I'd like to get to Success Club 10. I think that would help push me as just a number, you know, Success Club 10, then you're helping that many more people. I mean, this is just obvious, but, like, again, the resistance for me is to freaking do 80-day obsession, like the nutrition. So I get results, my business could explode, you know? So it's as simple as that. But the hard part is doing it and believing yourself and eating right, not drinking, not having the dessert, not emotionally eating, and sharing those struggles is what will help me continue to help people. So that's my big focus right now. Like, yes, I'd love to talk about rank and I'd love to talk about more income, but I know that that'll all come if I plug in, share my journey, and then help others. And I love teaching, and it's something that is like the joy of my life. But the more I do it, I tend to not focus on myself at the same time. So it's a big goal for me to pull back on the teaching a little bit, just in the way that I teach, really commit to the program, really commit to nutrition, share all that. And I know it's just going to be really good for 2018. So I love when Beachbody comes out with new stuff that I'm excited about, that we can get excited about, because that I just feel like that's how the business takes care of itself. That's how you help people, is with awesome tools that you're excited about. So anyway, big goals: complete the program, do it, share it, wake up way earlier, eat right, meal prep, all the things. These are all really hard for me. I'm going to be redoing my website, but it's time. This year is not that I've coasted, but I've been in a very I think flux year where I was trying to figure out what's next, but it's right in front of me. So I feel really good about that. But you guys are awesome. We only have 4 minutes. This seems like it's really good for you guys. It's so good to see you all. Again, I have resistance to set this up. I have resistance to do sneak peeks, but if you guys stay on me, it happens. Like, that's where I think this business is so cool too, is I'll naturally talk myself out of things, but because I had 7 people wanting this, or you guys leaning on me, like, I do it, I show up, and then I'm that much better as a coach. And so I think,
well, what if we put together a list of, like, maybe in the Team Lettuce page, like, put a list of comments of things that people want to talk about, like, on a team call, and then if one of us is comfortable, like, sharing something in that thing, we can say, all right, I'll do it. So that way it takes, you don't have to come up with it every time. And then we can just pick each other's brains on that top. Like, if it's Instagram or whatever, like Facebook like page or whatever, like, or just how to talk to people about Shakeology, or, you know what I mean? Something like that, whatever the topics are. That way you don't need to think about what to talk about. And it gives people a place to come to if they need to, and then not feel like obligated if they can't.
I love it. I think that'd be great. And that would the activation, you know, what do we do? When do we do it? And all that. So yeah, it's, we'll figure it out. I'll figure out, I'll post that, get some feedback from you guys, and then time always better for me. So we that's a good idea, Brenda.
So we're gonna get back on calls.
Yep, that's the thing. Which is cool.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else anyone wanted to go over real quick? Or I think we have like 3 minutes.
Get on it. Keep doing that every month, hit or miss, no matter what. Even if people don't show up to it, let's still do it and just keep doing it. And my whole thing is treating it like a business with no more BS. And that's just me. I'm not saying for you guys. I'm not like trying to say that to anybody. But I'm sick of treating this like a hobby. I want it to be a business, and I want it like. If you guys would love to join me, I would. The more help, the merrier. Because in my mind, the more cooks in the kitchen, the better it's going to be. Honestly. Like, because if I'm slacking somewhere, then I would think that one of you are going to help me out. One of you might know something more that I might know in an area I might not know, and you could help my people, and vice versa for you guys. You know, some of you who don't have kids, clearly I have 1,000, and
They're so cute.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, just the structure. Yeah. It sounds like Brenna and Caitlin, you guys, if I could point some leadership there. I think some important things I commit to is sneak peeks, team calls, and then I just think it gets a little dicey in the sense that, like, it's nice with 80 days starting on the 15th, can only access the workout on the 15th, but Joy might need a week because she's in Germany, or Mackenzie might structure around her play, all that. So, but if you guys can agree on a challenge group time and you want to do that, I think that's totally cool too. But I think for sure a calendar should have team calls, sneak peeks, start blocks. If you do a group month, here's when you start advertising it. Here's when you do your free groups. All of that. And I know Sparta Nation was doing that for a little bit. That's helpful. So I'll let you guys spearhead that, Brenna and Caitlin. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you again. Team calls, prepare for that on the days now moving forward, and we'll continue to connect and think of some ideas that we can go over every week.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Awesome, guys. Cool. All right. Have a good rest of your Sunday.
Bye.
Good to see you guys.
Bye.